Hi everyone, this is the revision for the final exam for grade 6 math. In the first question, we need to decide which variable is independent, which one is dependent, and then writing the equation that will help us to fill the table, and then using the table to draw the graph and match it with a straight line. So, first of all, let's read the problem. Miss Sura will decorate some cupcake for a party. She will place jelly beans on the top of each cupcake. So we use the letter C for the cupcakes and B for the jelly beans. Now, in order to decide which one is independent, which one is dependent variable, we need to think of the problem logically. So, do I say how many cupcakes I have so I can go and buy jelly beans to design it? Or we say how many jelly beans I have so I can go and buy cupcakes? Of course, it's the first option. When I have cupcakes, I go and buy jelly beans to design the cupcakes. So it means here cupcake is the independent and then jelly beans is depend. So jelly beans is a variable that depend on how many cupcakes I have. So let me write it down. The independent variable is C, number of cupcakes. And then the dependent variable is B, number of jelly beans. That depend on how many cupcake I have. Now to write the equation, we said always we should put the dependent first. So B is equal to, because B depend on C. So we write here C. Now here in this place, there should be a number that is multiplied by C. How can I find that number? We check what is the value of B when C equal to 1. Now how can I get that? I need to check the table. So here, when C is equal to 2, B is 12. I need what is the value of B when C equal to 1. So in order to make this value 1, I need to divide by 2. So 2 divided by 2 will be 1. 12 divided by 2 will be 6. So for one cupcake, I need 6 jelly beans. So it means the number here is 6. So now the equation for this problem is B equal to 6C, which is 6 multiplied by C. Okay, now after I write the equation, I can fill the table. So I have 3 cupcakes. This is the value of C. Use it in the equation. Instead of C, we substitute the value 3. So you have C, you have 6 times 3. 6 times 3 will be 18. So B equal to 18. Now for the second part, we have the opposite way. We have B equal to 30. So in the equation, instead of B, I write 30 equal to 6C. Instead of B, I write 30. Okay, now here in this problem, I need to find C. So how can I find C? I need C to be alone. I need C to be the subject here. So how can I leave C alone here? I need to do the opposite, which is I need to divide by 6. Of course, when we do something, we should do it on both sides. So when I divide here by 6, these 6 will cancel. So I have 30 divided by 6, which is equal to 5. It means if I have 30 jelly beans, it means I have 5 cupcakes. Okay, then the last one, we have C, we need to find B. Okay, we substitute the value of C. So 6 times 8, B will be 48. Okay, so now the table is ready. Let me remove these and then let's go and do the graph. Let me just keep the table. Take it a little bit down. Okay, like this. Now, first of all, on the x-axis, here, the horizontal line, on the x-axis, I should put the independent, which is C. Then, on the y-axis, I will always put the dependent, which is B. Now, for C, it's very easy to find the value of C. We have from 2 to 8, so I can consider here the value as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So each square I move, I add 1. Okay, but now what about B? The first value is 12, then 18, then 30, then 48. I can't make it one by one. It will be so long here, the y value. So, as I said, in the equation, again, what was the equation? B equal to 6C. So I said always for the y value, the dependent, which means here B, your step should be equal to that value here that we found, the multiplier. So each step for B, it should be 6. So this is 6, 12, 18, and then 24, 30, 36, 42, and the last one is 48. Okay, now we can place the point. So the first point, C is 2, B is 12, C 2, from here the X, and B is 12. This is the first point, 2, 12. Then the second point, 3, 18. This is a 3 here, this is 18. This is the second point, 3, 18. Then 5, 30, this is 5. This is 30, 5, 30. And the last one, 8, 48. It's here. Okay, then the question says graph and match with a straight line. It has to be a straight line. And also here, since we have B equal to 6C, also when, imagine that C here is 0. So 0 times 6 is 0. So it has to pass through the point 0, 0, the origin. Now, let me draw the line. Let me use a straight line. It will start from 0, 0, and then it will pass through all the points. So make sure that during the exam you have the ruler, so you draw a straight line. So that was the table equation, and then we draw the graph from the table using a straight line. Okay. Second question. Write the coordinate of the points before and after the reflection. So we learned that there's a reflection. We said that it's something just like a mirror, okay? So there's some ways, some directions will be flipped, will be the opposite, okay? So first of all, let's write the original coordinates of these points. We have A, B, C, and D. So the first one for A, remember that, guys, always you should start with X, then Y. If you forget it in the exam, just remember the alphabetical order in English. We have X and then Y. So what's A? The X value for A, it's a 3. We go down here, we read it as a 3. The Y value is 4. Now, for B, the X value is minus 3. Careful for the sign, it's so important. Minus 3, 2. For the point C, it's minus 2. X is minus 2, Y minus 4. For the point D, it's 6, minus 3. Now here they said there's a reflection across the y-axis. So we don't have to draw it on the graph, but let me show it to you how we have it on the graph. So when we have the point A, we're saying do the reflection across the y-axis. So you check the distance from here to here, it's a 3. So you should move from the y-axis 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. So the new point the A prime will be here. So let's check. Do we have any change in the y value? This point has the y value of 4. This point also has a y value of 4. So when I do reflection on the y-axis, the y value doesn't change. Then what does changed? The x value was a 3. Now after reflection on y-axis, the x value becomes minus 3. So here, what do we conclude? We conclude that when I do reflection on y-axis, the x value has to be changed. So we change the sign of it. Now, in order to solve that one, so the point A, if I do a reflection on the y-axis, the x value will change only. So it's 3 will become minus 3, 4. Then for the point B, we need to change the sign. Here it's minus 3. It will be 3, 2. This is minus 2, will be 2, minus 4. This is 6, will be minus 6, minus 3. So again, let me repeat. When we do a reflection across the y-axis, only the sign of x value will change. So as we said, the reflection, we are doing things as opposite. So memorize it like this. When we say across y, then change the opposite, which means change x, not y. Now here, the same story. We have reflection across the x-axis. So which one would I change? The y value. So we need to change, but we take the points from here. So you consider the original points, okay? You consider this column here. Now reflection across the x-axis, I need to change the y value. So here it's a 3. And here the 4 will be minus 4. For the next one, minus 3, minus 2. For point C, minus 2, 4. And the last point D will be 6, 3. So we are changing the sign of the y value only. And here x is the same value. Okay, next question. Find the length of the segment with the given points. So here we have 2 points. I need to find the length or the distance between them. So first of all, you need to check the same values. So here, the y value is 4 and the y value here is 4. Okay, it means that I can't use the y value to find the distance between them. So what should I use? We need to use the x value. But now there is a test that we need to check. Now here the x value is minus 12. Here the x value is 21. We said that in this chapter we need to know if the points are on the same quadrant, then we subtract. If they are in different quadrant, then we should add. Now you might forget what does mean quadrant, so let me explain it here up. We said that in this coordinate plane, we need to know the order of the quadrant. So this quarter here is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. Now, when I'm saying minus 12, 4, so x is negative, y is positive. So let's say that the point is somewhere here in the second quadrant. Then the next point, 21, 4, it will be somewhere here in the first quadrant. So only from checking the sign, this is negative, this is positive. So I can know that they are on different quadrants. So if they are in different quadrants, we should add them. Why we should add them? Because if they are in different quadrants, the distance will be large. So in order to make my value larger, I should add. But if they are on the same quadrant, then the distance between them is small. So to make the value smaller, I should subtract, not add. So memorize it like that. Let's go back. So solving these questions, we don't need a graph for that. only from the numbers we can solve it. So again, let me repeat it. We said the y value is similar, so I cannot use it. I will use the x value. So the x here minus 12, the x value here is 21. They are on different quadrant because they have different signs. What should I do? I should add them. What do I need to add? I need to add their absolute value. Minus 12 as an absolute value, 21 as an absolute value. So what does mean absolute value? If you remember that absolute value means the number will be positive, whatever it is. And why here I need it to be positive? Why I need absolute value? Because here I'm dealing with distance. Distance has to be positive. We can't have a negative distance. So minus 12 as an absolute value is 12 plus 21 is an absolute value is 21. We add them. 21 and 12 is 33. So the distance between these 2 points is 33. In the exam, you have to write exactly the same thing. You need to show your work. Now for the second part, part B, we check the values. The x value, similar for these 2 points. So I can't use the x value. So here we use the y value to find the distance. Now, here if you check the sign of the y value, 9 and 13, both signs are positive. It means these 2 points are located on the same quadrant. Same quadrant means subtract. And since I'm saying the distance should be positive, so we put the bigger value first. So 9 or 13 first, 13, because it's larger than 9. So I put 13 as an absolute value minus 9 as an absolute value. This will give me 13 minus 9, which is 4. Okay, this question is done. Now question number 4. What is the distance between the 2 stations? Some of the students will do like this. We'll just directly count the squares. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then they will write 8, which is wrong. This one here, you need to graph the points and make it something similar to this question. Let's check the coordinates of these points. For station M, the x value is, look, it's between 1 and 2. So the x value is 1.5. The y value between 2 and 3, which is 2.5. Now for station N, the x value is 1.5, but the y value is between minus 1 and minus 2, which is minus 1.5. Now, as I said in the previous question, in question 3, the x values are similar, so I will not use it. What should I use? I will use the y values, 2.5 and minus 1.5. Now, obviously, they have different signs, and we can check from the graph. They are located on different quadrants. Different quadrants means I need to add them. What do I need to add? I need to add their absolute values. So the y value is 2.5 for the first station, and the y value for the second station is 1.5. It's negative. Now, since I have it as an absolute value, will be positive. 2.5 plus 1.5. Now, 2 plus 1 is a 3. Half and half will make 1. So 3 and 1 will give me 4. So the distance between these 2 stations is 4 units. Now, question 5. Okay, in this graph, there is a right triangle ABC, and we have its vertices A and B are given. The right angle must be at vertex C. So the right angle means 90 degree. So the right angle has to be on C. draw it and write its coordinates. Okay, so first of all, I have the point A and B. We need to place them on the graph. So A is -2, -3. X -2, y -3 is here. Then for point B, x is 2, y is 1, x2, y is 1. The point is here. Now, where shall I put C to make a right triangle? One of the students might place it here. So it will make a right triangle. Or someone will do it here. But I see in the class that some of the students are like getting confused. Some of them, they make it like this. And when they draw it, they think that it's a right angle. They do like this for me. No, this is totally wrong. If you need a hint to know where's the point, where it has to be located, draw like a very thin straight line. From this point, draw a straight line. And from this point, draw a straight line. Obviously, if you check that, these two lines, they met at this point. And this point is C, which make the right angle. Now let me match them and check. Yes, it is a right triangle at C. And also when you draw the triangle, you need to label the points. So since you draw A, you put it there, but I need to know which point is A. So you should write A next to it. Here you should write B. And as in the question we says, C should be the right angle, which is here. Now the question asks me after I draw it, I should write the coordinate of C. So we write the coordinate, we start with X value first, it's 2. And the Y value is -3. And this question is done. Now, question 5. It says, what's the perimeter and area of the rectangle shown? We have it in the coordinate line. So, for the perimeter, we know that it's the sum of all the sides. I need to add all the sides. Now, you can either find the distance using the formula that we used before, the absolute value, or you can count it from the graph. But when can I count from the graph? If the distance from one square to one square is 1. Now, if you see like 1, 2, 3, 4. So the distance from one square to another is 1. So now you can count from the square. It's okay. So let's count the length and width of this rectangle. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. So this side is 5. This side 1, 2, 3, 4. This side is 4. And as we know that in the rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So this is 5, this is 4. Now for the perimeter, what is perimeter? It's the summation of all the sides. 4 plus 5 plus 4 plus 5 equal to 18. If we have a unit centimeter or something, we can add it. Here we can say it's a unit because it's not written. So the perimeter is 18 units. Or we can say like 18 units. Okay. Some of the students, they do 4 plus 5, 9, and then they multiply it by 2, which is also correct, 18. Now the area, in order to find the area, you should memorize it. What is it for the perimeter? The area for the perimeter is, we write A equal to base times height. And you have to write it in the exam. Now, what's the base? The base is 5 times, what's the height? The height is 4. 5 times 4 will give me 20 units. But here I'm finding area, not a perimeter. The area should be unit square. Always the unit for the area should be squared. Now, next question, question number 7. Find the area of the rectangle. As we said before, area is equal to base times height. Do we have to write the formula again? Yes, we have to. The base is 11 times the height, which is 7, equal to 11 times 7 is 77. Now we have to write the unit. We check from the picture here, it's inches. So we put inches, and we don't forget that. So you don't lose half mark. It's inches square. So this is a quadrilateral shape, the rectangle. Now next question, we have parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Again, parallelogram, it's a quadratic shape. If you need to memorize it, most of the quadratic shape is always area equal to base times height. Now, when I say base times height, there should be a right angle between them. For example, here in this picture, you can see that there is 4 here. But this side is not perpendicular. There's no right angle here. So that number 4 here is useless. Don't use it. If you use it, then you'll lose mark. The base here is this side or that side because they are equal. So the base here is equal to 8. And the height is here. You can see the right angle also. It's a 3. So if I need to complete that, so the base is 8 times the height is 3. Then 8 times the 3 is 24. If we don't have the unit, we just write units. And then we don't forget the square. Question number 9. If we have a parallelogram that has an area of 48 centimeters square and the length of its base is 6 centimeter, then what would be the height? Okay, they said parallelogram, area is given, so I go and write the formula of the area. To define, what do I need to do? Base times height. Okay, first of all, we write the formula. Now we substitute the values that is given. The area is given, so instead of A, I write 48. The base is given, 6. Okay, now we define the problem. Here they are asking me for the height. We don't know the height. Similar to the first question when we did B and C, here I need H to be the subject. It should be alone here. So I have to do the opposite. So I need to divide by 6. We divide here by 6, and we divide here by 6. So H will equal to 48 over 6 will give me 8. Now we need to put the unit. Is it centimeter or centimeter square? Oh, okay. Sorry for this problem. So we said that again. The area is 48. The base is 6. We don't know the height. In order to find the height, I divide by 6. Divide by 6. So the height is equal to 8. Now the unit of the height, is it centimeter or centimeter square? This is not area, this is height. It's a normal value, so it's 8 centimeter. Now, next question, question 10. Find the area of this trapezoid. Now, again, trapezoid is quadrilateral shape. But here, the problem is it has 2 different bases. We have 8 and 6. So as I said before, we need to take the average of these bases. So also you need to memorize the formula. The area of the trapezoid is equal to base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. So this is the average of the base. So imagine it's base and then times height. So it's also base times height, but here we have problem with the base. We need to solve it. Okay. Again, if you see, this line has a slope. It's not perpendicular. I don't need it. This line also, I don't need it. 5. I need only the one that they have right angle between them. So this is the base, this is the base, and this is the height. I need to use only these three values. Now let me write the formula. B1 plus B2. So whatever, you can take 8 as B1 or 6 as B1, doesn't matter. So 8 plus 6, I'm doing base 1 and base 2. Now, then I should divide them by 2, and then multiply by the height, which is 4. Now, 8 plus 6, 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7. And then 7 times 4, 28. There's no unit in the picture, so we can write unit squared. Now, next question, find the area of these triangles. For the triangle, also we need to memorize its formula. If you need to memorize it, let me complete this triangle and make it a rectangle. Like this. Now, if you see that the triangle or the rectangle is base times height, right? And this triangle is half of it. So the formula of it will be base times height divided by 2. The area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. Again, base times height, you should always search for the right angle. It's here. Then this is the base and this is the height. So the area will be 4 times 3 over 2. You can say 4 times 3, 12, divided by 2, 6. Or you can divide first to make the number easier. 4 divided by 2 is 2 times 3 is 6. The unit, centimeter squared, because it's an area. Now for the second triangle, it's also base times height. So this is the base, 12, and this is the height, because here the right angle. So we have the area here is 12 times 10 over 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and then times 10 is 60. What's the unit? Centimeter squared. So the area here is 60 centimeters squared. So the key here is we need to memorize the formula of the triangle. Question 12. Find the height of a triangle with an area, not and. So with an area 12 centimeters square and base of 8. Okay, always do it step by step. Write the formula. Area is equal to base times height divided by 2. Now it's time for substitution. Area is 12 equal to, the base is given, 8. The height is not given, I need to find it, and it's divided by 2. Now, I need the height to be the subject. So I need to remove these that is next to it. Now, how can I remove a fraction? Remember that note? We said if I need to remove a fraction, I multiply by its reciprocal. We multiply everything by the reciprocal, which means not 8 over 2, it's 2 over 8. So I have to multiply everything by the reciprocal, which is 2 over 8. Now, when I multiply by 2 over 8, on the right-hand side, I will have only h, because 8 over 2 and 2 over 8 cancelled. Now I have 12 times 2 over 8. Remember, if I need to multiply fractions, I need to add here 1. It's 1 times 8, 12 times 2. Again, if you need to multiply and find the answer faster and easier, do cancellation first. For example, 12 and 8 Both of them can be divided by, for example, 4. 12 divided by 4 is a 3. 8 divided by 4 is 2. We can still do cancellation or multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the height is a 3. The unit is centimeter. Now, question 13. Okay, here it comes the chapter of surface area. Now, in question 13, we need to find the surface area of this shape. What do we have here? We have a pyramid. Now, as I said, the first thing that you should do is you need to think of how many faces does this shape has. You can draw the net if you like, but it's not that important. So first of all, let's think. I have the base, which is a square. If the base is a square that has 4 sides, it means from each side, I will have a triangle. So 1 triangle, 2 triangle, 3 triangles, and 4 triangles. From each side, I have a triangle. So I have 4 triangles, and then the base is a square. So in total, I have 5 faces. Let me remind you that surface area means you need to find the area of each face and then add them. So here I have 5 faces. I need to find the area of all the 5 faces, then we add them. Okay, first of all, let me start with the base. The base is a square. Let me draw a square here. And then let me put the numbers on the square. We have 5 by 5. Now, do I have another square? No, I have only one square. Let me write the area of it. 5 times 5 is 25 inches square. Then, what do I have? Another shape? I have triangle. Let me draw the triangle. And there's the height in the middle of it. Now for the triangle, the base is 5, the height is 7. To find the area of the triangle, we said it's base times height divided by 2. 5 times 7 over 2, which is equal to, so 5 times 7 is 35. 35 divided by 2. So you can do like this. 30 divided by 2 is 15. And 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So it's 17.5. I think again inches squared. But now, how many faces I have from the triangle? As we said from the beginning, there is 4 equal triangles, 4 equal faces. So here I have 4 faces, the square is 1 face. In total, I have 5 faces. Okay, now we can go and write the surface area. So the surface area, SA means surface area, equal to, I have the square, which is 25 inches squared, plus, we said we add the areas, plus I have the triangle, the area of it is 17.5. But how many triangles do I have? I have 4. So I put outside the bracket 4, which means that I need to multiply it by 4. Now 25 plus 17.5 times 4. So 17.5 times 2 is 35. 35 plus 35 is 70. Equal to, so 70 and 25 will give me 95 unit inches. Since it's an area, we do inches square. So always find the number of faces, draw the different faces only, and write how many faces do you have from each one, find their area, and then add it. Now, question 14. Find the surface area and the volume of this shape. Now, if you see this shape, you have only 3 here. There's no other dimensions. What does that mean? This means that this is a cube. Cube, all the sides are equal. Good. So I know that the width is 3, the height is 3 also. Now to find the surface area, we draw the faces. I have the square. It's a 3 times a 3. Base times height, like 3 times a 3. Will give me 9 feet squared. Now, how many of this square I have? So the cube has 6 faces. The front and the back, 2. The sides, another 2. And the top and the base, another 2. So 6 faces. And in the cube, it's so easy because all the faces are equal. All of them are the squares. So here I write 6. I circle, it means there's 6 faces. Now, the surface area is equal to, I have 6 faces, and the area of one face is 9. So 6 times 9 is 54. The unit, feet squared. But here in the question, we need to be careful. It's not only the surface area. They said also find the volume. Now the volume, is it hard? No, it's so easy. So the volume of the cube and the cuboid, we said, let's write the formula. We should write it in the exam. Volume is equal to length times width times height. So it's length times width times height. The length is 3. The area of the cube and the cuboid, the formula of it is equal to, sorry, the volume equal to length times width times the height. So here we have a cube. All the sides are equal, 3 by 3 by 3. 3 times the 3, 9 times the 3, 27. And then we have the unit feet. But this time, we're multiplying 3 dimensions, length, width, and height. So the unit is not squared anymore, it's cubed. So always you need to be careful. The unit for the area is squared, but the unit of the volume is cubed. Now the last question, find the surface area and the volume of this cuboid. Now for the surface area, we need to consider the faces, okay? So the cuboid has how many faces? 6. Front and the back, 2 sides, and the top and the base. So 6 faces. Opposite faces are equal. So I need only to draw 3 different faces to find the, what we call, to find the area of each face. So the first face is here, the front. So now take it to the left. So the front is 4 by 2. How many faces I have? I have the front and the back, so I have 2 of it. 2 of these faces. And the area of it, 4 times 2 equal 8. Now for the side. It's a 3 times this side. I don't know what's this side. So here I'm dealing with rectangles. So if you don't know this side, check the opposite of it. It's 2. Because in rectangles, opposite sides are equal. So here we have another rectangle. We can say it's a 3 by 2. Again, I have two sides, so two equal faces. And then the area of it is 3 times 2, which is 6. Now, the last face that I should count is the top or the base. Now, this side here is not given. Check the opposite. So this side is a 3. Then this side here is not given. Check the opposite. It's 4. Now, the rectangle for the top is 4 by 3. Again, we have two faces, the top and the base. Now, the area base times height, 4 times the 3 equal to 12. So I found the area of all the faces. Now we write the surface area. So surface area is equal to, I have two faces from the front, which is 8, plus two faces from the sides. Each one of them is 6, plus two faces, top and base. Each one of them is 12. Here we have 16 plus 12 plus 24, which is equal to, so 6 plus 4, 10, plus 2, 12. So 2 we carry 1, 1 and 2, 3, and 1, 4, and 1, 5. So it's 52. And then I need to add the unit. We have centimeter here. I'm finding the surface area, so it's centimeter squared. Now also the question here is asking me to find the volume. Again, the area of the volume, V, is equal to length times width times height. So the length in this cuboid is 4 times the width is 3, the height is 2, which is equal to 4 times the 3, 12 times 2, 24 unit centimeter. Here I'm trying to find the volume, so it's centimeter cubed. So remember, volume is cubed, surface area is, or area in general, is squared. Okay, so please study very well, memorize the formula, is so important, and good luck. Hope you enjoy this video and you get the benefit of it.